Hello, my name is Antoinette Banks, founder and CEO of Expert IEP, based in Sacramento, California, and was founded in 2021. So I founded Expert IEP really based out of a need that I was having with my own daughter who has autism and ADHD. I wasn't too sure why we weren't getting the support that we needed in schools, why I felt that people really weren't honoring who she was as a student, and they were more focused on what her overall diagnosis was. And so they woke up the mama bear. I decided to do something about it. I knew that my daughter could have a life, a wonderful life, instead of what the initial doctor's reports were telling us that she could have. And so I got busy, I got to work, and I created a system that would support her throughout her educational career. And so she went from being very severe and impacted and needing a lot of help to now she's a teenager. She talks a little too much. She's doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and she wants to become a nanotechnologist. And so what I started doing is in the Los Angeles area where I'm from originally, I started sharing the first initial concept to other family members in the area and saw that they also were having some success. So I decided to just take it, what I had done from out of my love for my daughter and my skills behind it, and see if we could do it at scale for more families. I think the first milestone I'm most proud of is just saying yes to myself and yes to the idea and yes to the dream, and not letting kind of fear hold me back, not having had a company before and trying to work those things out. And I'm most proud of saying, yes, I can do this. Yes, this can get done. And then applying a timeline to that. All of those yeses, right? Now, are those deliverables? How do we put out those deliverables? And then I got really, really proud of the fact that we had a strong group of parent advocates that really helped to understand the types of colors that it should be and what is the phrasing we want to say. And I got the opportunity to co-create this with other families. And so that's what I'm secondarily most proud of. And of course, the fact that we could see success and in the sense of parents felt more confident to ask for what they needed in the classroom. And we saw student outcomes really early on from very low level tech at that point. And it was just wonderful to see like, okay, we've got a proof of concept. This thing actually works. I know it works, but I needed to see it work for other people. And also not fall into sort of the trap of what people say about startups and funding and getting really scrappy and understanding that you can go about achieving funding in different types of ways too. I would say that those are my main yes moments. Well, the next milestone we're working on is our full scale launch. And that I'm most excited about. We have people on a wait list, and I just want more families to be on. I want more lives to be impacted, and we're getting ready to do that just before the fall of this year. And so we're just really, really focused on that and focused on putting out more of a product in the next quarter from all the feedback that we've gotten. So we'll be able to onboard about 300 families then. But our full scale launch is going to be in August, and we'll be able to bring everybody, anyone and everyone. If you have a kid that has an IEP, we want to help you. You know, I was talking to the team and I said, what would you call kind of what we're doing? It hasn't really been done to support families in this type of way, especially when you want to bring in what I call high level tech, or what other people are saying are sexy tech, which is so funny to me. And it's almost a protest to how people visualize students with learning differences, to show up in excellence and give them excellence, and so that they can actualize that excellence for themselves, if that makes sense. And so we just kept saying, I think it's our good. I think it's our instinct. I think it's our grit. And I was just like, no, I think it's our ambition. I think it is our ambition. And then just after we had that conversation, I saw the call from Black Ambition, and I was just like, you know what? Hey, that let's go for it. Let's just go for it. Let's see what happens. I was most intrigued by the amount of workshopping that would lead up to the moment of wherever we were going to go on the journey. But I wanted the opportunity to engage with more people that looked like me, that understood this particular market, know what it's like to build something. And I think that what is most attracted us to the Black Ambition program. I think the most valuable things are, first of all, I think the language of business is very different. Um, and I think for the people that I serve, I'm always trying to simplify what I say because they've had too much jargon thrown at them. Like whether if it's academic work or, whatever, some type of terminology, it's just too much. Like, what are we talking about here? But the most important thing that I did learn is that it's okay to communicate the way you want to communicate. You don't have to sort of like posture and talk over people with all these, beautiful words, but there's a time and a place for them. And I think prior to Black Ambition, I felt a little bit of tension to communicate in a way that fit more of like the business world. And now it's just, I have a community of people that are just like, for what? You don't have to do that. Like, let's just talk the way that you want to say, the way that it feels good. You know that you're building for families, you have a solid product, say that, and that's it. Um, and I think that for me, that was a big thing. It may come a little bit more easy or duh to other people, but that was a big thing. I mean, when I was first starting off, the first things that I kept hearing was, okay, you're a single mother. And what that brings, you are a person of color. What does that bring? So I kind of felt like I had to communicate in a different way that was much more maybe strong, stern. But it never felt good to do that. And so I think the most amazing thing from this program was I said to them, look, I am proud to be a woman. I like looking and beautiful things, and I want to communicate that with other people. I don't want to have to change who I am. And so we did a lot of workshopping about what does it mean to show up authentically in the way that you are. I'm a Black and Mexican woman. So both of those identities are very important to me and my family. So I feel like I'm talking all over the place, but the biggest thing was to be able to have a community that really, really cared a lot about your identity, what it means. And in the terms of research and other things that I do as a scientist, that's your positionality, what leads you to the work that you do. And so it felt amazing to do that with other people who've come from very similar backgrounds. So that was the first thing. And the second thing I would say is just fully comprehending and understanding how key it is to know cell cycles earlier on and to be okay with having conversations about money, and to just go straight for it. And I love that. Those main things of understanding and kind of figuring out or I guess what I'm trying to say is Black Ambition does a really good job of leading you with different workshops from different leaders and people in different fields that I believe that our community doesn't have enough access to. When we understand things like financial literature, making sure that our budgets are okay, or what does it mean operationally to make sure that you are good for the next 24 months? Done. So I feel much more prepared as a businesswoman for sure. Probably surreal because we workshop together. All of the companies workshop together. So we got to hear a lot of each other's pain points, what we all were really focused on. And so this may not even sound true, but while I was there and listening to other people pitch, I forgot that I was about to pitch. I got really caught up on the story and what brought them to the work that they're doing and all the fabulous things. And then someone came and got me. And I was just like, oh yes, my turn. and and then that's when the nerves hit me. So, sitting there listening to a bunch of excellence coming across the stage from different people. I loved how they curated that moment if you got to really listen to just different individuals. But when I went backstage, I was just like, oh my gosh, I've got this jumpsuit on, sweat starting to come out. And people asking, you got to stand on this cue. What is your name? This. And it's just so much fireworks. And I was like, okay, I could do this. And honestly, I told myself, look, you're going to have this opportunity to share the work that you've been building in private and to serve more families. So it's not even about you. It's about those to come and the moments to come. That will make it easier for communicating for people who have learning differences and their families. So this is your moment. And then when more people kept coming up to me, asking me more questions, and I was just like, listen, everybody shut up. And with love, everybody, y'all got to go away. I need to tap in, I got a mission to do. I'm purpose driven. Everybody relax. And I think once I said that, it was more of like my own just intention. I think I just pushed out there. And then I was waiting and they called my name. And I'm just like, yeah, we're here. I could do this for the rest of my life if I needed to. This stage is my stage. Let's go. And so that's how I felt. I felt like it was an incredible opportunity to share my story that I hadn't really shared before in that capacity, and hold the other people in my heart and the families in my heart and just go for it. I also love the opportunity to have those types of questions that the judges asked, because I had an answer for them, obviously, but because it felt really great to have that back and forth. I want to know what makes people more curious about what we're doing. I want to build and refine and keep building and dominate. I'm highly competitive by nature, so let's go. Those are what my overall sentiments actually were, and I'm very proud that I had of myself to be able to stand in that moment for the journey that I took with my daughter and for all the other families and stuff. If someone's thinking about applying, you thought about it for a reason, so do it. Just do it. I would say start the application early. More practically is that most people have a very difficult time of simplifying what they're doing and why. So start your application early, write your application early, get people that you know and trust to review what you've written, and ask yourself, as a CEO of this company, as a person with this vision, am I articulating what this vision is to the best of my capacity? If nobody knew the field that I was in, whether if I'm doing makeup or if I'm in tech, whatever it is, if no one knows the company in your domain, that's how you have to figure out to write it. Nobody knows you and your business like you do. So write it out. I'm a person of faith. I believe in write the vision and making it plain. And so if you do that, you'll allow people to really come in to see who you are into your world, because yes, there's so much momentum behind Black Ambition and the prize, but really what gets you in is that application. And it's not something, no, that's no small feat. Oftentimes those are questions that I think that our community has never even asked before, or there's language there that we just don't know. But if you spend time on that application, wherever you land, it'll make you a better CEO or business owner at the end of the day, because you'll be able to ask yourself, okay, why am I doing this? Who are my customers? What do I want them to take away from this? How much do I want to even charge them? How will I become profitable? Those are the things you need to know anyway. And so I would say go for it. And don't be afraid, because because you've got this form looking at you. Behind the form is all of the warmth. It's all of the movement. It's all of the community. It's everyone that wants you to succeed and win. So, if I was talking to my daughter, I would say, don't be a punk. And I can say that to her because she does martial arts and that's our get down. But I would say, don't be a punk. Go do it. Chase after it. Yeah, get to it.